Afternoon, everybody. Jeff from Rust Bucket Valley Garage. One of the last things that we have to take and do on the F-150 is a tune-up, which encompasses replacing 6 spark plugs. And this job, if you were to take it to a shop to have the spark plugs replaced, is $477. Okay, and I'll tell you why that is. Okay, you can do this job yourself. Okay, the reason that it costs so much is because on the driver's side, here are the spark plugs right here. You have to undo the connectors, take the coil packs out, and then the spark plugs are down underneath. Okay, and then on the passenger side, here are the spark plugs here, but to take and get to them, you have to remove the intake manifold. Okay, the intake manifold comes off really easy. You can do this job. There are 7 5/16 bolts that are on there. There's about 4 hoses that you have to take off. There's a couple of electrical connectors, and you have to take off the hose that goes from the throttle body into the induction system. This is a mass airflow sensor here. Okay, and then there's one hose that is right here. There is, back on here, there's a 10mm bolt, and if you take this 10mm bolt out and then you use a hose clamp pliers on this one right here, it would allow you to take the plastic line, which is right here, okay, able to take and move that around so you can take and get this out of that fitting, out of this fitting right here. Okay, sometimes a little stuck in there, but it'll really, really help you out. Okay, so most of the $477 is labor. Okay, there are 6 spark plugs. They're about $8 a piece. That's about $48 right there. Okay, on the bottom of this assembly, and I'll show you what that looks like. This is the bottom of the intake assembly. This gasket right here that goes on here and seals it against the venturi that goes down to the engine. This gasket here is $65. Okay, so you have about $48 in spark plugs, and you have about $65 in gaskets. Okay, and then the rest is labor. So if you want to take and do this yourself, that would really save you a lot of money. The main tip I have for you is when you have the intake manifold that's sitting like this, cant it up a little bit like this. When you get all the bolts loosened up, they're 5/16, pull it out like this. Make sure you don't take and damage these gaskets here. All these are still soft, they're still in place, there's no cracking or anything. You'd be able to take and reuse that gasket. We will be vacuuming this out, you know, before we take and put it back together, because right here there's some leaf debris that we don't want to take and go down into the engine. But you can take and do this job, save yourself a lot of money. So I create these videos to take and give you some shortcuts and show you how some things are done. This, it might seem like an intimidating job, you know, and you're going to have to take and just not be intimidated by it, just see what you can do, and you can do this job. Okay, I hope I've given you some good tips, and Hopefully they can save you some money, keep your car out of the dealership. The total time to take and do this job from beginning to end, taking the manifold off, changing all the plugs, putting it all back together, 2 hours. Okay, so is that worth all that money out of your pocket? I don't think so. So take it on, see what you can do. All right, hope you have a wonderful afternoon. Please subscribe, hit the notification button to find out when we do something new. See you next time.